Hey everyone, today we are diving into one of the most fundamental concepts in networking, the OSI model. Whether you are a beginner or someone looking to refresh your knowledge, this video will break down the OSI model in simple, easy to understand way. So let's get started. So first things first, what exactly is OSI model? OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It is a conceptual framework that standardizes how different network devices communicate with each other. The OSI model breaks down network communication into 7 distinct layers, each responsible for a specific task. Think of it like a stack of building blocks, where each layer performs a crucial role in making sure the data gets from one device to another. Let's take a closer look at each of these layers. The OSI model has 7 layers, and we will start from the bottom and work our way up. So let's begin with the layer 1. Layer 1, the physical layer, is all about the hardware. This layer deals with the actual physical connection between the devices. Think like cables, switches, routers, and even wireless signals. It's responsible for transmitting raw binary data, ones and zeros, over a physical medium like copper wires or fiber optics. Copper wires transmit the binary data through electrical medium, and fiber optics transfer the binary data through light signals. Next up is the layer 2, the data link layer. This layer is in charge of creating a reliable link between two directly connected devices. It handles things like error detection and correction between nodes and hops, as well as MAC address, which is a unique identifier for network interfaces. It essentially ensures the data is packed into frames for safe transmission between the devices. Layer 3 is the network layer. Here we are dealing with the routing and the IP addresses. Here it comes the logical addressing, which is IPv4 and IPv6. This layer determines the best path for the data to travel from one network to the another. This determines the optimal path based on the algorithms that consider metrics such as hop counts, bandwidth, delay, and the cost. It uses logical addressing the IP addresses to make sure the data gets into the right destination. Routers operate at this layer, helping data navigate across different networks. Layer 4 is the transport layer, and this is where things start to get more interesting. This layer ensures that the data is transferred properly between devices, breaking into smaller segments, ensuring the reliability. These are the smaller segments, and protocols like TCP and UDP operates in the transport layer. For instance, TCP guarantees the data is delivered accurately and in correct order, while TCP used for faster and less reliable communication. Flow control. See, for example, this is a device which can send data into 50 Mbps speed to a mobile device. But the problem here is the device can only support 10 Mbps speed. So it limits the device to send data through its 10 Mbps speed only. So flow control happens into the transport layer. Third is the error control. See, I have seen the error control happens in data link layer, but that happens from node to node, or hops to hops. But in transport layer, it happens through the source to the destination. Error control happens from the source to the destination. Moving to the layer 5, the session layer. This layer is responsible for establishing, managing, and terminating the session between two devices. It ensures that the data flows smoothly during the conversation, kind of like opening and closing a phone call. If you are using a service like Zoom, this is the layer that manages the session between you and the another person. Layer 6 is the presentation layer. Here's where the data gets transformed into a format that both the sender and the receiver can understand. It handles things like data translation, compression, and encryption. What is data translation? For those who don't know what is this, it is the character encoding format for text data in the computers and on the internet. So it translates this character encoding format to this. Data compression. Data compression happens for reliability and speed. If you ever heard about SSL or TLS encryption, this layer is where that magic happens, ensuring your data stays secure while traveling over the network. And finally, we have the layer 7, which is the application layer. This is the layer closest to the user. It's where all your applications like web browsers, email clients, and file sharing programs operate. When you send an email or visit a website, the data is processed at the application layer and then passed down through the other layers to be transmitted across the network. So HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP, DNS, Telnets, and much more. These protocols comes under the application layer. For example, a user, if he shoots a packet, it will go from the physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer, and to the receiver end. It will go from application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and the physical layer. So this is what OSI tells a reference. It is a reference model. So why is the OSI model so important? Well, by breaking down networking these 7 layers, it gives the engineers and tech professionals a structured way to troubleshoot and design networks. If there is a problem, you can narrow down which layer might causing it. Plus, it helps ensure that different devices and systems can communicate with each other, even if they are from different manufacturers or use different technologies. Now, you might have heard about the TCP/IP model as well. While the OSI model is a theoretical framework, the TCP/IP model is what actually used in the real-world networks. Both models share the similar concepts, but TCP/IP model combines some of the OSI layers and is more practical for everyday use. However, the OSI model is still incredibly useful for understanding how networking works at deeper level. And that's a wrap on our overview of the OSI model. I hope this helped clarify the 7 layers and their functions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Got any questions or want to see more tech tutorials? Drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.